All right. Well, if we transition over here, first things first, I do remember last time I played this. Oh, let me unmute the game first, just to be sure. I do remember last time we played this, I was told to enter my favorite time. What is my favorite? I gotta think about that. I could say like 1 a.m. because that's like the latest I fall asleep these days. I'm trying to think like when's a time that I am like most productive or like when. Oh, actually, I know what my favorite time is. No, wait, go back to a.m. 8 a.m. That's usually 7:30 p.m. 8 a.m. That's when I usually am close to. Actually, let's go 7:30 because this will be in between. But 7:30 a.m. is what I'm gonna go in between for. Because somewhere between 7 and 8 is when I take my ADHD meds and my brain calms the fuck down. So I like that. So we're going to put it at even 7:30. 7:30 a.m. Your favorite time of day. Or could you simply not resist giving me the correct time again? No, it's 2:03 for me right now. After all, I know how much you enjoy setting the time correctly. Okay, now I'm curious how accurate 7:30 is. Let's use another slider to find out. What? How accurate? It's pretty inaccurate. I wouldn't say it's like, it's not like aggressively inaccurate. 7:30 p.m. I see 4:20. You do not specify a.m. or p.m. For me, it's 4:03 a.m. or p.m. These got to be very specific, guys. I mean, it's not the evening. It's only like 4:20 FM. Oh, so you like a radio station? I'm going to put it a bit more on the inaccurate side, but it's not like super inaccurate. You know, can I just say, regardless of the accuracy of the clock, I'm having a great time adjusting these settings. I feel like I'm learning more about you and how you like things to be set. It's good to collect data. I wish we had more sliders, but we have gone through all the sliders I have. Perhaps I can invent some new sliders to gather new data on you. Shouldn't it be too hard? Yeah, let me whip a couple new ones up. Should be ready by the next time you boot up the game. Do I need to leave and enter the game again to see what these are? 4:03 a.m. is my time right now. My favorite time is 7:30 p.m. God damn! What are you doing up at 4 a.m. watching me? I appreciate it, but what you doing up, bud? And then 22:04 here. So 10 o'clock at night. God damn, you guys are... I appreciate all your support. Holy shit. All right, let's just begin this shit. Do I play this fucking monologue again? Do I let this play?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
No. So, last time we played this, I got through all what I believe, at least that's what people in the chat were telling me, what I believe was the main content in the game. So all like the endings you could get from the original game.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now shut up. Because now, we have the new content door. And I've been told, someone said, that jump out the window, is that an option? I never saw it! I've been told that the new content has, there's a few more tiny ones, yeah. Well, I won't go crazy looking for those. In the first office room. Wait, really? Hold on. When are you supposed to jump out the window? But you guys told me I couldn't jump in this game.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-worker.
Oh, there's a chair you can climb on. First office room? Like, was it my office room? What are you talking about? I'm just curious about this. I just want to see. Not this office room. Climb on the chair at the right side of the window. Oh, this one. Right-er? Oh. Okay, and then how do I... Oh, hold on. Hold on. Whee!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
It's very blinding.
Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Ah! No.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop?
I feel like we would
Do
have
you think
sucked.
it would have been particularly different?
Maybe.
Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Oh, wait. Actually, he just... Oh, wait. Oh! So he just let... Okay. I don't want to fall for it. I don't want to fall for it. I don't want to fall for it. It'd be so easy. I'd be feeling like I'd be being played with, like they know that they have to build up your curiosity and then you have to go check it out. And like, you're probably getting made fun. Shut the fuck up, I'm talking.
Stanley decided
shut the fuck up, I'm talking.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe, like, you don't need to see it because they're basically telling you that he's going to talk a lot, but, you just really kind of need to see it. You just really kind of need to see it. You just really kind of need to see it. You just really kind of need to see it.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game.
Welcome to the start of the game, everyone. I'm doing whatever I can to avoid going to new content.
Insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in?
That's what I say is ADHD at its finest.
What do you think?
Okay, well, I'm feeling a little bit called out. Yes, I am. Yeah.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain.
Okay, let's see how long we go for.
There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence.
They're talking about the character and not the player.
And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. Yes. You too will become quite unbearable.
Everyone golf clap. Everyone golf clap. Everyone golf clap. Does this just keep playing over and over again? Yeah, I think it does. All right, I'm done. All right, let's actually get to the fucking new content, okay? We're done with the fucking white void.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
All right, here we go.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Double the content, huh? That's what I was being told here? Oh boy. Here we go.
Oh, new content? What does that mean, new content?
About to find out. New content. Woo! New area for new content. Hell yeah.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh!
As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Do we have to use a needle for that, like, example there?
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Imagine it was a door,
this sounds
and it was like
delightful.
one ending, and that's all we got.
I'm excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
That was Alex Hirsch, by the way. Hold on. Hey, yo! Wait. Hold on. Oh, okay, that's who he played. I was like... I've never watched Gravity Falls, but I recognized it a lot, so I was like, wait, who the fuck did he play in Gravity Falls? I hope you like round things. The things you people say, I swear to God. Can I go back? What happens if I try and go back? Oh, never mind. All right, new content.
Okay, so far...
Yeah, he created the show.
Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
I hope so. I'm kind of scared this is not going to be, like, long enough for a stream.
Is it broken?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. I want to see what this more, like, double the content is, or if it's just, like, a one-off gag.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if, Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley.
All right, let's get the content. Let's get that what the fuck? So you can jump in this game. Just making sure that's on the right spot now. Perfect. Okay, let's go jump.
All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
Oh! Nice. All right. So the jump button has a reason. Save some jumps for later. Wait, what? Wait. No. I think it's funny if you just... Uh-oh. I don't have any jumps anymore. Let's see what happens if we don't have any...
Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness. Another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content?
I don't know, dude. Jumping is kind of cool.
I could just read you the whole dictionary.
I'm thinking of something now, like areas where there might have been circles. We can jump.
30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more.
Oh, Jesus. I keep looking at the wrong side.
I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
I mean, same here. Let's go. What?
That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's achievements, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test achievement,
yeah, what the fuck is that?
Ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Wait, he's gonna fucking angry tweet them? God damn!
I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
Really? Wait. This is my office, but that's not my office. What the fuck? Wait, that's my off. What? What?
Psst. Stanley, come over here. In the vent. I want to show you something.
Well, last time we did what the narrator said to start things off, so. If a body whose voice can use Twitter or X, then you can get girls, yet both are impossible. I'm already taken for, sorry. Oh, okay. Well, I entered the vent like a sussy little baka. What the fuck are we doing in here, bud? Oh, boy.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be?
Yeah,
It got me
sure.
Thinking about the past and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look.
What kind of Indiana Jones shit is this?
I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
Hey, look, it's Dorito Dan. Oh, hey, look, it's Old Man Mickey. Is this supposed to be like bread? Oh my god, it's still clicking! Can I explore the other world outside? Can I leave the... No, I have to go in your fucking house where you're talking about the PC. Okay. Oh, but I can still diss you from afar. And, I mean, like, I don't know what your point is, bro. Anyhow. Love you, Dex. Memory, sweet memory. Don't forget the Stanley Parable.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap re-release? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
Oh my god. Is the fucking DLC just a rag on shitty DLCs now and like shitty re-releases? Is that all his DLC is gonna be? Because if so, I'm all for it. Our First Kiss, My First Car, the release of the Stanley Parable in 2013. The original remake. Which was, yeah, so the original remake of like the 2011 port probably. Linguists identify 15,000-year-old ultra-conserved words, the Washington Post. 6 components of a great corporation culture. Okay. I wish it was. Yep. Okay, so I've gotten 2 different answers of like, yes it is and maybe not. Okay. The good times. I don't know about you, those were the confusing times that fucked my brain up, but alright. This is just a... Okay, Smile Because It Happened. A Trip Down Memory Lane. Discs. Yep, that was about the... Yep, was about the original remake. Oh, I see. Okay. What American Dollar? The Stanley Parable demonstration. Begin the demo. Okay. It is impossible to get this achievement. Don't play for 5 years. Yeah, and now they have an achievement that is like, don't play for 10. And also, what do you mean it's impossible to get this achievement? Why would you have that as an achievement then? Nominee, British Academy Awards, Game Innovation, Debut Game, Story. Very nice. It's on 2014, nice. New video game releasing today. This was not in the New York Times. Creators surprisingly down to earth. College shows uneven effort to enroll poor. Cost centers new okay. Business leaders pushing election of council allies. 50% off a designer hat. Yeah, because this totally was in the fucking newspaper. Stanley Parable deals tough choices from the Los Angeles Times. That was never in the Los Angeles Times. Don't even. In loving memory, little Stanley. Oh no! How are you gonna have a bench here looking at the scenery and not let me sit in it, you fucks? Okay. Oh, and there's the piano playing the music. Okay. Oh.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now.
What do you mean?
This husk with an hour of new elevator content.
Okay, first off, that elevator shit was not even like an hour. And also, how are we roasting ourselves for like the shitty content you have when I've barely seen it? How do you review a game like the Stanley Parable? Describe any one part of it is to risk its ruination. To detail what it has to say about game design, the illusion of choice, and the psychology of the gamers to tell you too much. Comparisons, too, are going to be woefully inadequate. Perhaps its closest cousin would be Dear Esther. But where Dear Esther wastes the form of interactive entertainment, Stanley Parable uses and then subverts it. Where so many games that inspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created. Even so, holding the game to the standards of any other title is simply not going to be correct. So how do you review what has become known as the Stanley Parable HD, the full-scale reimagining of one of the most intriguing mods available online? How do you discuss it, analyze, and recommend it? That's quite simple. You don't. That's a nice way of putting it. Putting up a shrine to it is a bit creepy. Show me a gun like God. Twitch is always a two-door situation. One agrees and the rest disagree with you. This is true. More memory zone. Lovely. Is it a maintenance area? Memory zone maintenance. Can I... Okay, I guess I can't. What else you've got here? Still some of the same photos. Is that Portal? That's just Portal! Parable! That's just Minecraft! Oh, because those were the original... Right. Right, I remember. Those were the original, like, other games you'd go to. You were playing the Stanley Parable. There's the 2 doors. The top 10 memories from the Stanley Parable. I remember! Portal's apparently like the Stanley Parable. I mean, it's... The Stanley Parable originally was a mod for Half-Life, therefore the Valve engine, therefore, yeah. Person of the Year. I'm assuming that's Stanley. Is that Stanley and his wife? Oh, and then this is like all the things to make the game. God damn. Okay. What do we got here? Okay, so the red door, blue door. Collector's edition. Jesus. Collector's edition. I'm assuming those are like boss's doors or something. A car that I don't recognize. Computer on computer on computer. There you go. The end is never. Okay, yeah. Got it. That bullshit. Your number is 29? Wait, I haven't seen this. That's from the demo. Oh, okay. I was like, did I miss something before? It's weird that, like, this is supposed to be a nostalgic thing probably for anyone who's, like, played the original, but for me, it's like, oh, yeah, I remember when I did this last stream. Oh! Another shrine. I don't want to go near that real quick. People play games because of what they can do inside them, and your game is very good at letting them know they can't do anything. Literally anything. Yeah. Existential crisis. Oh, the bike! Lovely. What the fuck is this? Okay.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games, and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content.
Then why am I here?
It just needed to be left alone.
Then why am I here?
To spend the rest of time collecting dust in the hallowed hall of beloved video game memories.
Then why am I here? Okay, let's actually read this. I've always been someone who wants to go the wrong way first in games when I sense the game is trying to usher me down a particular path, take me to run from left to right, or maybe to charge straight ahead. I need to satisfy my instinct to go against the grain, to explore, to see what the designers have put back the other way. Sometimes I find a one-up or a collectible stashed away to reward me for my intrepid behavior. At other times, my explorations are rewarded only by the crushing disappointment of running up against an invisible wall. Whatever I find or don't find, my action is a manifestation of my desire to exert some independence, to make my own choices within a system that severely limits my options and encourages certain specific behavior. The Stanley Parable feels alive in its responsiveness to your choices and its desire to subvert your expectations and keep you on your toes. I think of the Stanley Parable as a sort of video game analog for Charlie Kaufman and the Spike Jonze's brilliant film adaptation, which gently mocked the way in which so many films manipulate audiences with formulaic plot twists and situations in which the characters learn huge life lessons while simultaneously moving me with its formulaic plot twists and situations in which characters learn huge life lessons. The Stanley Parable is both a rich, stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and in other systems too, like our workplace and our families, and a game that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. Going the wrong way has never felt so right. Well, I went the right way again, and now I'm being lectured, and hello? Hey, how am I supposed to... Is this where I needed the jumps for? Is this what I needed the jumps for? Because I can't get through. You can't jump. No, I know I can't jump. There's no jump circle. This is true. These are like upside down stairs in a weird way. Oh, wait, dickhead, I can't get to the serious room. The boxes are in the way. I mean, I'm gonna leave then. Oh!
These were simpler times, Stanley.
Oh, I see.
But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh, the maintenance area? Well, I mean, we couldn't go to the fucking serious room, whatever the fuck that was, so, Oh!
Oh no. Oh God, no. Stanley, it's a collection of reviews from Steam, the online video game distributor. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they?
Oh no! Are we about to find the trash? We're about to find the trash pile! Oh no! How many reviews are there? Oh my god! Let's see it. Let's see it. Let's see it.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert.
I didn't
into
even finish
Stanley
reading
Parable,
it.
But the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
Oh shit, I didn't even get to read the fucking good review. Oh dear. Oh no, 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 no. This is bad. This is very bad. This is daunting. I feel like I went from like, he reads them, why read them yourself. There was more to that review after the he's unfunny. Now I feel like I'm in a Left 4 Dead map when I'm going through this. This is jarring. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I just want to be sure. Okay, so my stream overlays are on because they weren't last time, and I just want to be sure. Okay, more Angie reviews. What else is there around? Can't go through there. Oh, this was a nice one. Can we read that one? Oh boy.
Okay, let's see what this one says.
Oh, the idea of the game is going to become.
While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy?
But it's never a revelation nor
I'm
very
not
interesting.
preachy, am I?
It is thought-provoking only in the first
Tell me
minutes.
if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. To be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks are my otherwise unimpeachable track record.
Jeez.
I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered.
No, come on. It was, I think, like, from the original content, it fucked my brain up. Like, I understand the whole, like, oh, you have no choice could get, like, annoying after a while, but I just enjoyed trying to explore in the ways I didn't have a choice. It's not even letting me read the nice ones. Let me at least read the nice one. Oh, no. Why is it in the water? Oh, this is a problem. Okay.
What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
Don't press too much. Hey, buddy. That just kind of makes me want to. I'm gonna do what the hell I want. But I kind of want to push it a lot and see what happens. Here we go.
And here it is. Go ahead and give it a... Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and lengthy ruminations on the nature of choice in video games. Of course, I happen to believe it was perhaps one of my more profound such ruminations. Not that, of course, you need a description of it, but if I had to describe it, I'd say it was perhaps less of a rumination and more of a treatise. Or maybe a manifesto. Look, I'll outline it for you very briefly.
Okay.
And you can tell me what you think.
Okay, let's see.
So my theory is that any choice you've ever made is simply a series of choices made by the person who you are, or were, or will be at the time of having made said choice. That is to say, if by articulating a choice you've already made, you bring that choice into being...
My brain's hurting.
Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't
No,
you?
my brain
That's
hurt.
the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. Oh, I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their Steam review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place.
How long do these rambles go on for?
How Steam works.
How long does this guy ramble on for if we don't skip
This whole
him?
exercise of making the skip button. Although I have to imagine that after seeing this exciting new technology at work, surely whoever it is runs Steam will instantly run out and implement a new feature to make it possible
Maybe
to
it's
edit one's
very
review,
possible.
merely because of this very situation.
It's possible.
Yes, I think that's quite likely. Or perhaps they'll simply grant this particular user the ability to change their review.
It's possible.
So that the feature is not widely abused.
Yeah, I can see that.
Look, I would even be okay with Steam altering this particular
No, I
review
want to hear him what
so
his
that it
thoughts.
reads
I
as
want to hear him
something
being
more
so
beneficial.
like
Something
tilted
along
by
the
this
lines
one
of,
review.
This game is the best game. Let me start over. How about this? From the ashes of depravity.
Oh
rises
god,
the
oh
phoenix-
god, no.
Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer.
Oh,
That
is
last
it?
one was, well,
Oh, is it?
I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate, I do suggest that we not press the button again. I think the skip button has been aptly demonstrated, and we can say goodbye to it and just... Wait, how do we get out of here? Where did the door go?
Oh yeah, the door's
Was there a door that led
Yeah,
into
there
the
was.
room? I do feel quite certain that there was one here before. How else would we have gotten into the room in the first place? I don't think one can enter a room without a door of some sort, or a window or something like that. Do you see a window anywhere? A porthole? A sufficiently large crack in the wall? I'll
we
take
have a
any of
window,
these.
we
All
have
I
a-
want is for us to move on and to please step away from the skip button to go anywhere other than the skip button. There was a door here before, wasn't there? I swear there was. Where did it go? Can you maybe just ram your way through a wall? Is there any possibility that you could say
I'm trying,
slam your
I'm
body into the
I'm
wall
trying,
until
it's not
enough
working.
damage is done for you to be able to leave? Please, I'll take any option at all. I'm asking you to work with me here. We need a door. We need a door of some kind. I can work with any kind of door as long as it can open and lead from one room to another.
Yeah, like,
I'm going to step away for just a moment, and I'm going to try to find us a door. I don't know how exactly to remove a door and place it in a different wall, but I will find a way, I promise. You just need to not do anything. Don't press the skip button. Please, please, please do not press the skip button. Just wait here for me, and don't press the skip button. Got it? Yes, good. I'll be right back. Stanley, please don't push the button.
Oh, fuck.
12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know
It's
why
important
the
if you
skips
don't
are
want
getting
too
longer, but
late.
They're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of these.
Oh, God.
And there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you, and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea
I'm
what will
enjoying the
happen.
skip
I have
fun.
no
I'm
idea how
enjoying
long
the
I'll be
skip
made
fun.
to
It's
sit
so
here.
lovely.
And more than
It's
anything
so
else, I don't know how to
lovely.
stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it. And I have to believe, I have to know that sooner or later, no matter how much I plead with you, you're going to press the button again. Why would you? I've been thinking, and I don't know what I can do to convince you otherwise.
Make something
Oh,
interesting happen.
God. And it's all because of
Make something interesting happen instead of talking.
those reviews that I couldn't get out of my head. I just couldn't ignore the negative feedback. Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me?
Yeah, let's talk
I've
about
never
that.
even met Cookie Nine.
Nope.
I have no idea who they are.
Nope.
What would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child, wild and impulsive.
Make the walls fall and flood
I
the
can't
place.
stop myself
That
from
would be
lashing
nice,
out
wouldn't
with a
it?
vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person who made a single negative comment.
Yep.
What does such an impulse?
So here's the thing: is I totally could like skip this, but I'm very curious to hear his like
Here
mental
I am
breakdown.
now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this.
If only we had a back.
Become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it and that I'm going to be stuck.
Hey, buddy, I'm like,
all
listen,
alone.
you're talking enough that I'm not doing it.
To prevent it all from happening, if only I'd held my tongue.
No, you're not
It's all
holding.
out of my control now. Just you,
Hmm?
just your decision as to exactly when you're going to make me suffer, to leave me all alone.
Keep going.
Surely you will. I don't doubt
Keep
it.
going.
Surely you'll press that button again, leaving me
No.
here. And surely
No.
you'll put your own desire to see what's
Press it.
next
No.
ahead of my need for company, for companionship. Surely you'll not be moved by my howls of fitful anxiety, that you sit with me and just stay here. Oh, no, 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 I know you too well. You'll be leaving me. Oh, my God. And it's all because of those reviews. Those reviews.
What are you backseating Stanley Parable of all games?
Why was it so important for me to fix the problem? Why did Cookie Nine's opinion matter so much to me? I've never even met Cookie Nine. I have no idea who
That's
they are.
awesome.
Would it ever really matter? But here I am. I'm fixating on every tiny negative thing that anyone ever says about me. The merest mention of one of my imperfections, and I become as impetulant as a child.
Wait, did he
wild
just-
and impulsive.
Wait,
I can't
okay,
help
no, he didn't
myself.
start looping
I can't
dialogue.
stop myself from lashing out with a vengeful fury to alter and to change and to break anything unbroken, if only it pleases this one person. who
Wait,
made a
didn't
single
didn't he already
negative
say this?
comment. What does such an impulse serve? For whose benefit is it?
Didn't he already say this shit?
Here I am now, stuck in a room, waiting for you to press this button and to become frozen in time, knowing that you're going to do it and that I'm.
Oh
going
yeah,
to
you've already
stuck-
said this. All right, moving on.
Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're
Oh.
back.
Oh.
Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again.
Hey.
Stanley, I think it's been a week.
Oh,
Or 2 weeks.
oh God, the plant's
All
dead.
that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking and you saying nothing. Would you think that it's exactly the same as always?
No, probably not.
Doesn't that feel like what we've already been doing? Me just talking? But it isn't.
Isn't telling someone what
It
to
isn't
do
the
not
same at
chaos,
all.
but rather
It isn't
order.
even close, because I know you can't hear me once you push that button. That's what I'm realizing now, Stanley.
Mm-hmm.
I'm realizing that I needed to know that someone was listening.
Okay.
I needed there to be a vessel through which my words were moving.
Okay.
It was the vessel I needed, Stanley.
Right.
Not the outcomes, not the story. None of that matters anymore.
No.
I'll give it all up. I'll give up every branching part.
Yeah, let's do
I'll
it!
burn my story to the ground.
Hell yeah!
One single thing I need, and
Yep.
God, I can see now that I need it more than anything, is to know that someone else is taking it in. These words that I'm saying, I need to know you can hear me. Because maybe, Stanley, maybe, if you can hear me, then maybe it means I'm real. Maybe I'm not just a fiction. Was I scared of that all along? Perhaps. Yeah.
Perhaps yes.
Perhaps I've been scared this whole time, that if I stop speaking, I'll slip backwards into the silence and be consumed by it.
I mean, you probably will.
I can't be taken by it, Stanley. I can't lose myself in the stretch of emptiness between you and me. When you press that button, you're still right there, but I know you're so tremendously far away.
Do you want to test how much he'll break?
The emptiness folds itself outward in between the two of us, and I am suspended in its unyielding quietness. I can feel the edges of my reality curdling inward and decaying. I can tell that I am becoming less and less real.
Yep.
Yet to speak to you now, I am alive. I am truly.
I'm waiting for the right moment. I'm waiting for the right moment.
Being. I am someone. I am something. I am being listened to. I am being recognized. The emptiness between us has collapsed, and I feel right now like I am not a work of fiction.
Good for you,
I feel
man.
as though I occupy space in this world again, and I have cast a shadow onto the wall. See what I'm saying, don't you?
Yeah.
You can see what this means to me.
I do.
I'm so clear about it now, Stanley.
Okay.
I feel as certain about this as I've ever felt about anything at all. I feel renewed. I feel restored, and already I can sense the looming silence as you will press the button for the next time.
Yeah.
What a terrible dread it strokes in my heart to think.
I'm staring right at it.
Returning to such coldness.
Okay.
Come, let us sit in silence together here for just a moment. Let us anticipate it. Let us welcome it. Let us not run from it.
What if everyone had a real-life narrator? I think I'd lose my fucking mind. Like, I think I would become, like, the right door in Stanley, where I'd just be like, fuck you, I'm not doing what you say, because it's like, go fuck yourself. While we have a moment of silence, yes, Hyperfox, while I appreciate you wanting to, like, have fun and shit like that, just be aware there is kind of a backseating rule. If I need help, I will mention it, but don't try and directly tell me what to do, because then that leads to me, you know, not playing the game organically. Well, we've sat in silence long enough. Oh, God!
Oh, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about...
It heals his choice, and choice is all we have.
So much time. I stopped keeping track after a year. Have you ever sat down in one place and not moved for one entire year? Let me describe it for you. To begin with, there is only regret. There is only the turning wheel of missed opportunities. I felt nothing at all but regret for the longest
I hope
time.
he forgets all this! Being alone for a year?
I
Damn!
lost it all in a blur of the deepest longing to undo the past. And when that feeling had begun to subside, what took its place is what I can only describe as the collapse of every moment I have ever experienced my entire life. All of them collapsed down into a single instant. In that instant, I could see myself clearly, calmly, with a collected heart. It was an impossibly rich wellspring of both delight and disgust simultaneously. I was consumed by it. I could do nothing but wallow in it for what felt like an eternity, for what I now know was far less. You see, it was a revelation for me.
Dude, I'm so over it. Uh-oh. 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 Narrator? Narrator, are you dead? Did we kill him? Oh! That's an alarm. What does that alarm mean? Oh, the clock's fallen. What does that alarm mean? Smoke alarm. Oh.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful
narrator.
demands. But
Hey,
then,
narrator.
he's talking too much. They
Hey,
said,
narrator.
First, he didn't entertain us. Now he went, shut up. It's the inconsistency. It's the lack of accountability. It's the unwillingness to examine with an uncompromising heart the words that they are speaking into the world. As though there were no consequences for a lack of cohesion in one's assessment of others. But of course, absolutely anyone can leave a review. So here's what we get. We get these demands that seek everything and are accountable to nothing. We get a world where someone will say, oh, there should be a skip button. You should be able to freeze Stanley in place.
Narrator.
While the narrator sits there forever and
Narrator.
ever. We get all of this in the new Stanley parable. We demand it.
I'm moving!
Because it was said, because it was spoken, now it simply has to happen. The most immediate desires, every single thing demanded by every person at every moment in time.
Narrator, I'm
Someone
speaking!
wanted them
I'm
to try
moving!
to bring it into being. Have we been given to indulging every fleeting whim for no reason other than to do so? Yes! Yes! It seems that this is now the world we live in. It seems that we are a people living in such bleakness and disgust.
I needed him to stop. I needed him to stop. Narrator, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but you wouldn't shut up. Narrator.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the.
Okay, he stopped. He stopped. Oh, this place is gonna flood. Oh, it's leaking in here. Oh, this place is gonna flood. Oh dear, this place is gonna fucking flood. Oh dear. Oh, it didn't flood, it collapsed. Wait, but... so the narrow... Wait, God, but I can't leave, because I can't jump. Oh! Sunlight, okay. Still can't escape. Still can't escape. There's no way for me to get out. Okay. Maybe we just give it more time. Oh! Life is growing anew. Okay. That's kind of nice. New life is growing in here. That's kind of nice. Oh, everything's dead. Everything died. Okay. Oh, now it sounds like nuclear holocaust. Okay. What the fuck? I was joking! Are you... What? What the fuck? Oh, but I can't climb on the buried building. go into the vent with the narrator. Got it. Don't do that.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to
Nope.
the meeting room.
Nope.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
The end is never the end of the. Yeah, that's my favorite one. That's horrifying. I just wanted him to stop being upset. New content. Ooh.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
Okay, new content. All right, let's see the new content. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay.
You see, Stanley, I've been reflecting on the Stanley Parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley Parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy.
I mean,
So
you
forget this
gave me a
ultra
nuclear
deluxe
holocaust, like,
nonsense. I say we
pretty
take
good.
it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh!
Yes, you see, isn't this far superior to a measly re-release with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Okay, I know that the ads are going on, so I'm just gonna try and taste the sequel. One of these is called Simp, one of these is called Dota Drink, Pyramid, Whiz Fizz. Okay.
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than Ultra Deluxe, don't you think? Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential.
Oh, okay. Okay. Look, I just need to wait a minute, okay? I just need to wait a minute because the ads are still going on. I'm like, so yeah, this definitely feels like there's gonna be a lot more content here because I didn't even get to like go down the other path, which was not going through that fucker's vent. And I still feel like the jump circle could play into the other endings, maybe? My walls, they are talking. It does feel like that kind of, doesn't it? Just like the walls are talking to me. Okay. I'm gonna just start going down a bit then. Okay. My brain hurts again. What the fuck is this? Offpaintingk.tga. Okay. Cool. Oh, the sticky notes for programming. Okay. Off-painted DG. Okay. What should I expect here? New mug! Time to wake up! Oh! Never underestimate coffee enjoyer who left their cup by a leather sofa that faces a blurry room. Okay. Well, it's definitely more modern. Don't talk to me before I've had my sequel. New content is out. New content part 2 is in. Boring section of the chart, cool red section of the chart, old and busted, new hotness. Yeah. 1 teaspoon to 1 more teaspoon to better teaspoon. Win-win. Sequential mind share. 2 above 1. Yes. Paradigm shift to synergy, brick and motor approach, envelope I don't know what any of this means. The color red, leverage, holistic value. Okay, TSP, the Stanley Parable. Oh, I see. Oh, 1 more the Stanley Parable, 2 better the Stanley Parable. Okay, that's fair. Yeah, new mug, yeah. Logo ideas. Thanks for attending my meeting. Okay. The Stanley Parable 2. Oh, there's 2 plants now. I cast Itchy Brain. I know. Oh, there's 2 Stanleys now. Okay, everything's better in 2s, right?
Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Game development is much more of a fuzzy magic than anything scientific or logical, really.
Oh, Stanley Parable is the prequel to the Stanley Parable 2 is the sequel to the Stanley Parable is the prequel. Okay, yeah. No, you got an idea there. Something. This way to the show floor. They made their own red carpet. Okay. New features. New content bus. Okay. Okay. Where am I going though? Oh, okay. Oh, this is a lot. Oh, this is.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
This is, I feel uncomfortable with this much space after playing the original stuff. Like, this makes me uncomfortable. Okay. Office decorations, the Stanley Parable reassurance bucket, the button that says the name of the player that's playing the game. Does it? Actually...
For the Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people. So with that in mind,
I thought you had to see this first before getting the ending. You just got. I'm so confused.
The name of the person playing the game.
Welcome to the Parable.
Isn't that wonderful?
So this should say Midnight Scout, I think, or it's gonna say my real name from my computer. Let's find out. Okay, let's find out. I'm a little bit scared here.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along.
Are you fucking
I promise
kidding me?
you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Hi, I'm Jim.
I want you to imagine yourself living as Jim, sleeping and waking as Jim, falling in love and being heartbroken as Jim, seizing all of the world's possibilities as Jim, and as Jim, watching your dreams crumble into dust. Do you feel it deeply? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2,
What if your name was
it
actually
would
Jim and
still
it
be
happened?
worth the
I think that'd
money.
be funny.
Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation.
Jim.
Whoa there, cowboy. Sometimes a person can be too much Jim. I'm putting the Jim button away. Otherwise, soon
What?
you'll start to lose all
Jim.
sense of who you
Jim.
actually
Jim.
are.
I'm Jim! I'm Jim! Okay, I'm good. Jim privileges revoked. You can never be too much Jim, indeed. But I am now Jim. This is what's happened. I am Jim. This is button, let me say Jim. Damn. Alright, well. Your gym membership has expired! Okay, I like that one. That's good. That's really good.
I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
You heard the button that says Jim. You heard Jim in the game. Has identity crisis because he loses his name as Jim. What if I walk away and come back? Can I be... What if I open the door? Can I get Jim? Can I get my Jim back? Damn. Yo, he took the button away. What if I come back and the button's there and I can be Jim again? Oh no, he doesn't bring it back. I thought maybe it's like you step away and it's like, oh, I've reopened it. And then you come back and you start to get to see Jim again. The gym is now closed. Yes, indeed, gym is now closed. Shame. What next? Let's see here. Jump circle, infinite hole. That way. New features, new contents, new ideas. The new update, ray trace, more of the same, but in a good way. Sequel to the, yep. Red is a new orange, a whole new office. This just feels like YouTube. The reassurance bucket. Nice. What is this merch? The end is never the end. Again, the t-shirt is the best new feature. I saw the new content, and what I saw was wacky. Office decorations. Well, here's the thing. I stepped out. Guys, I have news. Me and my girlfriend are going on 6 months. Good job. I guess I'll go through here, wherever this is. Epilogue.
Epilogue would be fun, wouldn't it, Stanley? Yes, it will go at the end of the, well, we'll figure that out later.
Okay. Free new plus easy achievement. Can't believe it's that simple. Get in here. Okay. Settings world champion. Infinity hole. Free achievement. Maybe I should. Okay, you know what? I think I need to do some of the earlier stuff before I go. That's new. Okay, okay, so is this all like the lot of new content that they're talking about? Because if so, goddamn, this is extra. And also, I still don't know what happens if I don't go through the fucking vent. Or if I'm just like, there's no option to not go through the vent. Fuck it, I'm gonna go to the reassurance bucket. It's new, it's 2.
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I am happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less.
This feels like it's supposed to be a puke bucket.
Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person.
Oh, thanks.
The benefits of the bucket seem to go on and on, don't they?
I mean, it still feels like a puke bucket.
Await you in the Stanley Parable too.
Wait, am I actually just gonna walk around with this fucking bucket in my hands now?
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Wait, so I'm just gonna walk around with this bucket in my hand? It's a feature. Oh, I'm sure it is.
Okay, I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with?
What's the difference? Oh, I see. Oh, happy 12th birthday, step-niece.
You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Get well someday it is.
What if I... Oh, I can't click the other one. Okay. Fair enough. He just basically said, nah, screw that, I'm picking the other one.
Or actually, maybe I should have gone with... No. No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Oh, that was the... Okay. Oh, I still...
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2
Oh.
as well. It's... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle?
Well, yeah, because
Oh, well, I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
Okay. Well, all right then. Shame. I guess I'll have to replay this so that I have my jumps. Oh god, there's a lot. Oh shit. Oh, that's a very confusing guide. Jump circle, this map, free achievements, the button that says it, yep, merch, all right, yep, settings, world champion, reassurance bucket, well, I got it. Office decorations, chosen, epilogue, been through it. Collectibles, not yet. Infinite hole and the exit. Oh, get your free achievement, man. Yeah, let's let me actually do something here real quick just to make sure that okay, you guys didn't see a difference, but hopefully this will allow you to see me getting the free achievement. Free achievement, get yours right now. Pull the lever, receive your new achievement. No more steps, it just works. Get yours right now. Okay.
Now, here's something special. You remember that broken test achievement that got left in the game on accident?
Yeah.
Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the achievement. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the achievement will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the achievement is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Fuck these guys. The gamers have risen. The gamers are angry. This is some bullshit. This bucket is not making me feel reassured.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
That's a good question. What haven't I seen yet? Settings world record, collectibles, epilogue book. Well, there's the infinite hole. There's the collectibles. Where's the settings world record? I think I gotta go up. This is frustrating. I'm getting annoyed. I'm getting very annoyed. Alright, but let's go to fucking settings world records or whatever. Or, sorry, not world record. World champion! My mistake. Is this where I have to go through all of these and, like, set these to every single, like, number the sliders can go to, and then it will let me in? Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go to collectibles, and then I'll go to the infinite hole, because I want to die. Can you find them? Can you find them? Can you find them? Ooh, collect them all. Ooh. Okay, galaxy shit.
Collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on.
Wow, okay, that's a lot of people trying to grab for it. That's kind of creepy. Okay. I feel like this is a bit of a horror thing. Not gonna lie, this is kind of horror coded, but I'm just gonna grab this and okay. Okay, I thought I was gonna like pop back in and all of them were gonna be in my face like trying to get it from me. So...
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
Okay, so... There's 6. I found 1. Okay. Sure. I hope the collectibles are really obvious when seen. Either way, let's go to the fucking infinite hole. What is happening? What is going on? Opening! Rim! Surrounding area! Depth! Infinite. Time and depth. Time going up deeper. Distant past, distant space-time, distant future, distant space-time. Space like infinity, time like infinity, hole like infinity. Ah, yes. Okay. All the science behind just making a hole that never ends. It just keeps going. It even loop-de-loops.
Stanley, here's an idea that I'm truly fond of. It's never been done before in a video game. This is, in fact, a hole that you can fall down forever. That's right. Infinite falling. You can fall until the end of time, if you like. A stunning leap forward for video games as a medium.
Oh! Oh! Or I could... I'm gonna go to the exit. Because I feel like once I fall down the infinite hole, I'm never coming back up. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll just leave. Maybe I'll just leave. I think I'm just gonna leave. I don't really feel like falling forever. I have a fear of falling, and falling forever sounds like hell. Okay, that's just rotating. Yeah. Yeah, let's just leave. I'm gonna exit. I'm just gonna exit.
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
You know what? Actually, yeah, maybe I should go see the infinity hole. Now that when he said something like that, it's like, are you sure you don't want to do it? Like maybe I should just go to the infinity hole, or the infinite hole. Maybe he'll let me reset. Maybe I can reset and get my jumps back. You never know. You never know. This game is making me really, like, I'm thinking about whether I want to leave normally or leave through a hole that never ends. What is this game doing to me? Also, I can't sprint, and this bucket is not reassuring! Bucket is not reassuring! Anyways. Alright, fuck it. I'm going to hole. Going to hole. Hole town. Going to hole town. Hole town. Woo!
You see, isn't it wonderful? One of my more ingenious concoctions, if I do say so. Now then, since you've gotten to see the infinite hole, you can press the teleport button to pop back up to the top, and we can continue onward.
Oh! Really?
Now, I don't mean to be a bummer, but I do recommend you use the teleport button to go back to the top. Maybe do it on the sooner rather than later spectrum of things.
Why? Why? What's gonna happen if I don't?
Okay, Stanley. I don't know quite how to say this tactfully, but it's possible that I slightly exaggerated the infinite nature of the hole. Is it a very, very deep hole? To be certain it is. It's an extremely deep hole. I don't want anyone to say that it isn't an astonishingly deep hole. It is. Is it infinite? Well, that sort of depends on your definition of infinity. From one perspective, the infinite is merely philosophical in nature. It's more of a... Okay, well, good for you. You found the bottom of the hole. You found me out, Stanley. I'm a liar and a cheat, and you're so clever. Look, I think the issue here is just that you're unusually fascinated by falling. What normal person actually wants to fall infinitely? I figured the hole was as deep as anyone would actually need. Don't you put this on me. Maybe you're the problem.
You sound salty, bro. You got found out as a fraud.
Things got a little heated there. I think we both said some things we didn't mean. Why don't we just put all this behind us and agree to just call the hole mostly infinite?
I'm fine with that.
If that works for you, then go ahead and press the teleport button to warp up to the top of the hole and we can move on. I'll just be up here when you're ready.
Is this a broom closet scenario where, like, what if I don't? What if I don't? Sorry, I was just like looking at my stream here real quick because it was like whatever. I'm assuming that's
great.
Whatever.
Now, I'm very excited to show you even more of my ideas for the sequel.
I forgot that was my follow sound. Jesus Christ. Blue Moon Cadet 33, thank you so much for the follow. I appreciate it very much. Welcome to the stream. Glad to be having you. Fuck, I forgot I made that my follow sound. Well, I mean, I did that on purpose, so anyways. All right. The music is not cheery, which makes me feel like that suggests there's nothing else to find. All right, yeah, let's leave. Now this is a bummer. Now it's just fucking white noise in here, and I hate it. There is something else to find if you want. I will keep looking then. What have I not done then? I mean, there is like the setting world champion, but I feel like that's gonna take a while. Is it the setting world champion? Or the settings world champion? Not the backseat. No, it's fair. It's fair. You want me to, like, see everything before I move on. It's not the settings. Okay, it's something I did find. It's not the settings. Oh, he's put the balloons in there. Good job.
Come now, you've already made your choice. It's true that you chose badly, but we all have to move on from our mistakes.
Okay, roasted. Is there a specific area I should go to? It's now the mostly infinite hole. Okay. I like it. Does he change the signing above it? Mostly, yep, okay. Can I go back the way I came? No, I can't. Can I get a hint to, like, what direction it is or, like, what area it is? The baby is all grown up. Consistent quality with just the right amount of chance. It's only mostly infinite. Fine, it ended. Wait, are you saying, like... Oh, are you saying you just wanted to show me, like, the changing of the, like, signage and shit? Is that what you wanted me to see? More than that.
Oh, for heaven. You see, I was right. The problem is you. The problem is that you like holes too much. Not normal. A normal person would have said, yep, that's an infinite hole right there. Goes on forever till the end of time. Don't need to see it all, but not you. Oh, no. You have a weird sort of... Oh. Did the hole seem even shorter to you this time? I couldn't help but feel like you spent a little less time in there than you did before. I mean, admittedly, I didn't make an infinite hole. I didn't think it was that not infinite. Well, I suppose once again there's nothing to do here. If you decide you've had enough of the hole, you can hit the teleport button and come join me up above. Had enough? I'm positively thrilled. Gosh, how could I have guessed? You're back in the hole. If this starts to become a thing where... Wow. Okay. Yes. I'm starting to become extremely certain that the hole is not only not infinite, but that it's growing steadily less and less infinite.
No.
I suspect that I'm starting to hit the point where it's no longer feasible to call the hole infinitely deep, even by the lax overall standards for accountability in marketing. What's going on here? Stanley, I have no explanation for the uncertain nature of the hole's length. Here, let's try something. Let's pop back up to the top, and we'll see if it gets any shorter.
Okay. Most people I've seen do this always jump right back in. You're the most normal, apparently. Listen, I didn't think the hole would get shorter. I forgot that you can go back into things, and the dude would be like, oh my God.
The shame of my life. How is this still appealing to you? I know you're obsessed with holes, but at this depth, I just can't see this scratching the itch. Oh, who am I to judge?
I cut him off when he was like,
no,
no, my
you're
thing.
here to do, and hit the teleport button when you're ready to move on.
You just say you hate falling. This is true.
Is the, teleport
Oh,
button
no! No! Help! Help!
I really don't have an explanation. It was working just a moment ago. Try it again.
Help! I can't get out! Let me jump! Let me jump! Let me jump!
Suppose there is one thing I can do to fix this.
Let me jump!
I'm out. Goodbye, Stanley. You couldn't bear to be away from the hole.
What?
And now you'll get
What?
more time with it than
What?
you could ever
No!
have asked for.
No!
It's a win for everyone. You get to be with the hole. I get to do literally anything else. Take care, Stanley. I hope you and the hole have a wonderful rest of eternity together.
I'm not gonna restart. I'm gonna wait here. What was that? What was that? What's going on? Narrator? Narrator, the narrator, the thing's going down. Narrator, the thing's going down. Hey, reassurance bucket, reassurance bucket. Look at the reassurance bucket, look at the reassurance bucket. What? 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 Stanley face reveal? Oh yeah, let's just. What? There's so many realities! Okay, we're back to this. Okay, I'll take the dinosaur bones. Change some perception of it here. Oh, that's creepy. No, don't do that. Okay, stop that. Okay, stop that.
My head's stronger. Now you're no longer.
Stop with the backwards talking. Can we stop with the scary music? What? Ah! Oh, he's upside down. Okay. Okay. That feels very, Coraline coded. That, I don't know what that is. Oh!
Stanley! Oh, good, you're awake. It seems you had sort of dozed off.
Oh,
there,
Jesus!
drifting away into dreamland. But we can't have that, Stanley, because this hole is just so darn fascinating that I want you to be wide awake for every second of it. You don't want to miss a single moment. So how about if I just pop in from time to time and wake you up to keep you really, truly focused on the hole? From the looks of things, you and I will have many, many years here.
Just let me get out! Let me
I'm
jump!
looking forward to all of them. Stay alert, Stanley. I'll be back. Toodlepip.
No, don't leave me in here again. The fucking thing's gonna start going down again. Don't let me do that. Don't. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Here we are. Go on. Try out some of the new features.
Oh, so that's just, it's just a whole ending. It's just straight up a whole ending. Okay. 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 That scared me for a second. I was like, what the fuck is going on? Okay. Well, now I'm ready to leave. Yes, it's a whole ending. Oh, I did not enjoy that. In fact, I need water. I need agua. I need agua. Never again. No, none of that shit ever again. No. Alright, what do we got here?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Sure.
Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Oh.
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
not...
yes,
That's just
yes.
kind of not
This
even
is
an
much better.
office.
I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2.
Oh, that's even worse.
Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game.
Okay.
I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait. Maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course.
Okay.
With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game.
Okay.
Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2." Let me see if I can whip something up.
Is this how we come up with Ultra
All right,
Deluxe?
perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
I mean, this is kind of cool. What if I just quit the desktop, though? What if I just left and then came back? This is whack. This okay, but like this is actually kind of cool. What they got the whole like bending thing going on here. Anyways, quit the desktop, and then we'll come back because I also want to see what's gonna be said when we come back to set the time. Coming back. Okay, hold on. Developed by Crows. Written by Davey Redden. Yeah. Wait, why am I adjusting my brightness sliders? Well, we'll do that. Please adjust the slider until the dog and the cats are... Oh, right, because they made new sliders. There we go, they're friends. Best friends. Please adjust the slider until the number 5 becomes a number 9. I'm going to be smarty pants because it becomes 9 there. Please adjust the slider until you stop adjusting the slider. Which two made up word below is more appealing to you? Scrumtush, boinkle. Please don't adjust the slider. Do you know what time it is right now? Yes. Is the time that it is right now the correct time? Yes. What time is it anyway? What is time anyway? No. Is there anything about yourself that you haven't told me? Yes. Help. Yes. Will you come back to visit me? Yes. Awesome! Glad we got through that. Now what?
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year.
I saw the balloons. Does this change? Oh, hold on.
Soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Okay.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
Nope.
Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong.
Yep.
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his... All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay, so we have the
Stanley
balloons
decided
here
to go to
now.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Right, so we have the... Oh!
Stanley picked up the bucket.
Awesome. All right, I have my bucket now. Is the new content... The new content door is closed now! Okay, so we're doing the Stanley Parable with the new content. Okay.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Okay, so but when I played this before, I did what he said. Yeah, let's do what he says this time, well, with the new stuff. We're going to follow his instructions this time with the new stuff.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he'd find answers.
Indeed. Maybe the bucket will be helpful. Does anything change on this that I can recognize? Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, probably not. Anyways. What if I...
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy? It's as clear as day. This broom closet believes it deserves the bucket. I can really feel it now. It's a bucket. It belongs in a broom closet. That's what the broom closet is trying to say here.
Yeah.
It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies.
Yeah.
Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet is putting on your shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over.
You know what? I didn't like this bucket at first, but now I want it with me always.
This is how low the broom closet has sunk that it has to resort to this stream of petty insults simply in order to get you to hand over the bucket. Stanley, I never liked this broom closet for a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has the gall to imply that you and the bucket are not truly deep and lasting friends? That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal
And I hung out in you
meaningless
for
that you'd feel the
against
same
this
sort
guy?
of
How
kinship
dare
towards
you?
any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well, I never. Go on, Stanley. Lay into it. Really tell the broom closet off for its demeaning comments. Expand on the wide variety of experiences you and the bucket have shared together. Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal entries detailing the rich emotional
No,
landscape
this is
of your
fucking nuts.
friendship as they have changed and evolved over the years. Let him have it.
Bro, that's wild. Does he say anything else, or...
Okay, I've got you something which I think will help settle this debate once and for all. Here we go.
Oh!
Now it's settled. No more debate, no more discussion. Take a hike, broom closet, with all your meandering philosophical...
Yo,
diatribes
let's go!
about the
We got a
nature of
bucket
cleaning
sticker!
supplies and their relationship to broom closets in the natural order of things.
Oh, that's awesome. So you still get mad if I stay in here, though.
All right, I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's appropriate. You see? I feel that it works because the sticker is also a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself, ah, it's a bucket. There really is a wide variety of applications for this sticker.
Mm-hmm. Can I get more of them if I stay here? Bucket, indeed.
You know what? I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Fair enough. Let's go. What if I go back in, though? No? Okay. Fair enough. But I got my bucket stickers.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
All right, yep. You and me, bucket. Us against the world.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845.
Alright, I let him talk, but why not?
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Maybe it's the bucket.
Was the bucket guiding him?
Yeah.
Yes. This is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yeah. Are me and Bucket gonna escape? Is that what the new ending is? Or maybe I kill Bucket with me. What's gonna happen here? Maybe I can stop the bomb with Bucket. Oh.
The elevator raced downward, plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine if it's just Bucket.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility.
Yeah, what's that? What's gonna happen?
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
We're just gonna do the normal ending with a bucket. That's all this is. Riveting gameplay.
Jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly
Oh,
burst
no,
into
no, 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 no,
tears
no, Bucket,
as
don't cry
Stanley
now.
cradled it gently,
Don't cry now, Bucket, don't cry now.
reassuring it that everything would be fine. Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind. No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never!
No!
He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Yeah. Yeah. Nobody else. Can't be trusted.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
Let's go! But do we take over together? No, we do what we never did first. Is this better? Is it better without the bucket? Throw a bucket at machine.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy.
Yeah!
Freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine.
Yeah!
Freedom was now mere moments away.
Yeah!
Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway
Plot twist,
through
bucket was
and
bad.
begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed?
What?
Unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty.
What?
Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
No!
The facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
Bro. Okay. So we have to go through this game now with the bucket. Interesting.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Stanley lifted the bucket into his arms, and a wave of comfort rushed over him.
All right, let's try and do the takeover with bucket in my hand.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
Let's go. Let's experience this whole thing with bucket again. Woohoo!
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than
I love
ever.
how the stickers are
His
still on
boss's
there.
office was where he'd find answers.
What's happening?
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers.
Well, I want
If I
more!
did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours. But alas, no stickers.
Fine. I thought, I don't know, maybe you could have oh, this is the third time you've been here.
Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
All right, I'm going to do things in order from the way I did them before.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
Wait, he wasn't upset with
the
me being an
bucket
impatient
hiding?
bitch?
Yes, this is certainly the most logical
Interesting.
explanation.
Interesting. All right, let's run it back. We're going to now take over everything with the bucket. And surely he won't blow us up because we have bucket on our side. Surely not.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves.
That's a good question. What happened? All right.
The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
No, I would never.
Everyone
I would
in the
never
office
drop
was
the bucket
being
in shock. Me and
videotaped,
Bucket are best friends.
Monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
It's all right, baby girl. Or baby dollar. Maybe I shouldn't talk so dirty to the bucket.
Was the bucket under the mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to
Oh,
do?
sorry. Work is texting me.
What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These questions raced furiously in Stanley's feeble mind.
Yeah, there we go. All right, let's go up. I just got my information for work tomorrow.
He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Indeed. But now we're going to take over together.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this... But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls. Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan?
The bucket's evil!
To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly, silly birds.
What?
The control buttons became active again.
What?
Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius in his hand, the one who had pointed him towards this incredible...
What?
Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best.
Are you kidding me?
Stanley was happy.
Are you fucking kidding me? So instead of getting nuked, we just watch silly birds. All because of a bucket. Oh my god.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay.
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Okay, so there's an order I did this before.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly.
Now I have to
his
go for the
chest
escape room.
and entered the door on his left.
We go for the escape room now. I have one ending in mind that I'm gonna leave till the end.
Still no one was
Or like
here.
once I've gotten through all, once I've gotten through all the
needed
other
bucket's
ones.
warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was coming to a staircase. Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Go, 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 gotta go fast. Sonic, fast. Sonic, skip over this
Stepping into his
bullshit.
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it
What?
the bucket knew all along?
Wait.
Was the bucket guiding him?
So he's not getting mad at me about me
Certainly
being
was a logical
impatient
explanation.
because I have the fucking bucket? Okay. Sure. Alright, time to go through the area that says escape. See how angry he gets. It's different. It's certainly different.
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read, Mind Control. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
No, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna both keep going.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
You would never kill Bucket. You
At this
wouldn't.
point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
You would never hurt the Bucket. I know you wouldn't. You love Bucket. He's totally gonna hurt Bucket, but whatever. To the archives! Well, shit. This is awkward, isn't it?
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Bye-bye! Oh! Except the lady's gonna talk to me now.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end, as it was crushed violently to death.
There we go.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Did he find the QR code? Not there. The bucket welcomes you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within, a cavernous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched and substantiated. Knowledge of the bucket and its history is the only true knowledge we really have. Will you take what you learned here out with you into the world? Will you accept with an open mind what may be challenging about the information in this exhibit? Will you change the lives of yourself and your loved ones as a result of this exhibit? Or will you turn a blind eye and continue to live as you were in ignorance and darkness? Maybe.
Can you see how arrogant
everything's
it was
about the
Stanley
bucket?
to
No!
take like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him? Can you see that the bucket is far
That's
more
not 25
noble than
buckets. That's a
Stanley
lot more
will ever
buckets than
be in
25.
his short life?
Oh my god, it's just a bucket exhibit. The bucket with two handles. This bucket is depicted as having two handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year, dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Okay. Oh! Inferno Bucket. A replica of the Inferno Bucket, which is the medieval era, was so powerfully alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war with one another for control of it. Billions died, and yet in spite of it all, the simple fact remains no one can control a bucket. I'm not carrying my bucket anymore. The stress bucket and analogy. Worrying, negative forecast, negative thinking, lack of reassurance, vulnerability of size and strength of the bucket, coping strategies, holes, rest and relaxation, doing something you would enjoy, rest and relaxation. Stress equals the level of water in the bucket. Okay. What's more? What else is there about the bucket? Oh my. Shouldn't be surprised that there's cave paintings of the bucket. Silly me. Oh, they put a bucket on the ground and it saved them from a leak. There's animals playing with the bucket. There's a guy walking away with a bucket. Cave drawing. While we know the bucket predates the existence of mankind, we do not know by how long. This cave drawing depicts early men's discovery of the practical uses of the bucket, by which time the bucket had already likely been around for several millennia. Notice in these drawings how the bucket is allowing itself to be used, having judged humanity to be worthy of its treasures. Fair enough.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. This piece symbolizes the necessary relationship between the bucket and humanity. However clear our grasp of the bucket may be, however clear of our grasp of the bucket may be, there is yet more that is always out of reach. This distance inevitably is for our own good. Infinity hole, or the infinite hole. Oh, never mind. I'm just taking the bucket. Oh, there's like a glass floor there.
But there is something we can do. Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Which is?
Let Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their treatment as tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together. The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
Feels very culty, not gonna lie. Anyway.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, never mind. Bucket? Bucket.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms. With the bucket in his arms again, he was home. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest.
And then we go
closed
down.
The door on his left.
And then we go down, yes. That's the last direction I can go. We go down. And then after that, we can start disobeying the narrator.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Perhaps his boss's office was where he... Coming to a staircase,
Going
Stanley
down.
and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Nope.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk?
All right, now I'm doing that. Now I'm doing this properly, where we like go in circles as this shit is happening, right? Yep.
And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms. Am I crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance and comfort. And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all.
They even put the fucking stickers on!
No good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it. Far off in the distance now, he heard it, calling to him.
Stanley! Stanley, it's me! The bucket!
Oh no!
Could it truly be? He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his. None of them were his.
Oh my god, there's actually a lot of buckets.
Come to me, Stanley!
There's so many buckets!
He had to find the bucket. He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity. And then suddenly, he froze dead in his tracks. He knew where the voice of the bucket had been coming from. The real bucket was inside of him all along. It was incredibly painful. Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work.
Oh.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town, talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was. This man had no bucket. Of course he'd gone mad, ranting and raving about a narrator describing all of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just a video game. It could all have been prevented if only he'd taken his bucket with him. Perhaps he didn't.
Is the extra content really just the entire game, but you have buckets? Is that the entirety of Ultra Deluxe, essentially? There's a little extra bonus stuff, and then the game again, but buckets.
There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her
Is that all it is?
absolute guidance and total clarity on everything. Heck yes, she thought to herself. My life kicks ass. And she backflipped all the way to
Speaking
work.
of, check your Discord. Oh no, it's found you too. Great. So, the sequel's now paused. That's terrifying. My buddy's playing Fallout and he's just sent me 2 photos of a bucket he found.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed. Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be alone again, not truly alone, not with the bucket around. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Cry.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Indeed.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be. Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right. Then walking to the lounge. Then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
Anyways, we leave.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, he didn't.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
So now I'm not making my own choices, I'm ignoring him. Now the bucket's telling me what to do.
Good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk.
No, they
But
can't, so
Stanley
I need to
chose
get it
not
out. I need to get it out of my
Stanley
head.
feared that any path he walked might lead to the separation of himself and the bucket, his dearest friend. So he threw himself to his death, that they might die in one another's arms. How deeply touching.
Yay! Oh, different office. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
Uh-oh! Door is different! What? Wait. Welcome to the whiteboard. What? I clicked on this door as a joke!
Stanley pressed the bucket upon every little thing in the office. Nothing responded to the bucket's touch, but it did little to discourage Stanley's belief in the magic of the bucket.
Okay, good for them for having a random, thing like that.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest, and this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Cry.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, he didn't.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else.
I'm gonna do the jump off
cargo
thing
lift,
now. I'm gonna
yes.
do the
Go
red and
there.
blue thing
Go
now.
to the cargo lift.
Yeah, we're gonna do the red and blue thing.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top.
I'm very curious to
There's
see
something
what
up
those
there
are
I
like
need you to do.
with the bucket.
Stanley did not question why or how.
Now
this
we're
bucket was
changing the
speaking
order
to
up.
him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Even though I just jumped off.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, "No buckets past this point." Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
I want to!
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point. Which, if that's true, well, my goodness, I think we have to do something about it.
What?
This misunderstanding could have dire consequences on the entire rest of the game
Oh?
if not addressed quickly and properly.
Okay.
So much of the impact of the story is dependent on your understanding of what is and isn't a bucket.
Oh, really?
Please, step in here for a moment.
Oh, dear. Am I getting brought to a fucking TED Talk? What is this?
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios, and you'll tell me whether or not the thing I'm showing you is a bucket. Simple enough, right? This should tell us everything we'll ever need to know about what is or is not a bucket.
I'm gonna get these wrong on purpose.
Okay, let's begin.
I'm gonna get these wrong on purpose.
Item 1. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket, not an actual.
Wait, what?
Item 2. Is this a bucket? Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
I feel like I'm being psyched out here. There's no way.
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
No, I'm gonna keep saying no.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Learning all about buckets.
Item 4. Is this a bucket? What? Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
That's awesome!
Is this a bucket?
Yeah, it's still a bucket.
Correct. This is a bucket.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Item 6. Is this a bucket? Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
Huh? A yes and no?
Item... Wait, hold on. I can't find the next one. Let me see. It should be around here somewhere. Yes. Thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless... Is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket? You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is?
Oh no, no, don't do the existential shit. Don't do...
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with. I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
But I'm going to erase all buckets from the game.
No.
Okay, here we go.
No, don't do that. Don't fucking do that.
What happened? Is everything gone?
Yes, because everything's
Why did everything disappear?
Because everything's a
Was
bucket.
everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket.
Everything's a bucket.
Oh my God, I had no idea. How could... Except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're not a bucket either. Oh, this is wonderful news. We're not buckets.
Nope.
Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now.
Okay.
It's delightful to get some clarity on that issue. But it doesn't change the fact that we haven't got a game. So, tell you what. I'll reset everything and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Sounds good.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket.
Yep.
But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person? All right, here we go.
Is that ending change if you say that, like, no, not everything's a bucket? Is it just like a slight change? Basically what I'm asking is, should I go there again, like if it was a red and blue door? Phone is ringing.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Okay.
Where are we going today? The bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be perfect. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting
Don't
room.
care.
But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
Indeed.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
Yeah, anyways.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back to the meeting room.
No, I didn't.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
I'm gonna ask one more time. It's just like, is there a point to go to the right again? Is there another ending there if I was like trying to know that? I was like, oh, not everything's a bucket. Like I'm trying to be honest. Like, no, I know what a bucket is, you idiot. Or is it just like the similar thing of like, oh, we deleted everything. Oh, gotta reset. Because I just want to be sure I'm not like wasting everyone's time here. I want to do that real quick. There's no more to that game show. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm just texting a friend. Anyways, let's go see what the bucket has to show
said
me.
The bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Okay.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Yep.
In here,
said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
This is a bit creepy, not gonna lie. Oh!
Now pick up the phone,
said the bucket.
Pick up the phone, and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Hell yeah, let's go live our life together. Woo!
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
Wait, what?
Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Hello, Stanley. It's me, your bucket. Press X to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Hey, Chicken Noodle, welcome. Glad to have you. Press N to take me back home with you.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
No, I listened to my bucket. Press M to go back to work.
Oh, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think.
But it's my bucket.
All it will
It's
ever
my
do
bucket!
for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
No, it's my bucket. Don't listen to the loud man. Press G for us to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket.
My bucket.
You know, once upon a time it was
My
me
bucket.
he took orders from. Me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket. This stupid...
How dare you? Press G to ignore anyone in your life except for me.
It's sad. I suppose he doesn't need me anymore.
I have my
From
bucket.
now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket.
My bucket.
Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a
My
nice shine to it.
bucket. My bucket. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Press Z to go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Press P to relive the same day with me. Over and over and over and over.
Oh my God, what am I saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket?
'Cause it is. Press C to go home, to work, to home, to work, to home.
Oh no. I'm having feelings. For the bucket. No, 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 no. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation. Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Close your eyes. The narrator wants my bucket. Go back to work, Stanley. Go back to work, Stanley. Oh. Oh.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. A good bucket. A strong bucket, a humble bucket, a committed bucket, a bucket of culture and distinction.
This is getting a little bit, well, I say it's getting a little bit creepy. It's got a lot creepy, actually, when we started making a cult around the bucket, but...
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest. This was not the correct way to
I have one ending in mind. That's our bucket.
Calling to him, telling him that the
I think I'm going to leave the unplugging thing for last because I think that was the one where we got the credits last time, and I want to leave that for last now.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? Was this better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
I need to actually check something here real quick.
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right. Then walking to the lounge. Then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired. Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
Okay.
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolute... But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge. And they took the first open...
I want to be in a romantic relationship with the bucket, Stanley. Please help. So here's where I'm torn, because it's like, I don't think I'm going to get through all the extra content today, obviously. So I'm trying to figure out what's a good stopping point so I have enough for next stream, which I would assume would be the last, but I'm not 100% certain how long it's going to take. Because we still have... I go to the left and then go down. We still have I unplug. So we still have those, well, I say endings. We have, I go down, and then the game starts going whatever. I think you might still have enough for another half stream. Because I could end it here for now, just end it here for today, and then pick it up where I go left and we start doing the fucking line shit. So that, like, I have enough for another stream instead of trying to do it all today. Let's put it this way. Would it be better if, when you say half stream, are you saying, like, I have another, like, hour and a half? Because if I can get it all done in this stream, then I probably will just do that. Which paths do you have left? Well, I haven't done the one where I unplug the phone and then the game starts breaking. And then I have the one where I could go left here and it's the yellow line bullshit, which I remember taking time. So I don't know how much there's that. And then I also don't know when you have, like, new content. I went into the vent last time. Do I not go in it this time? That's what I'm aware of. I don't know if there's more. So it's a question of, like, should I try and just get it all done this stream? Can I do it without it going to, like... Can I do it without the stream being another 2.5 hours? Or should I save it for next stream? Like, just an idea. I'm like, yeah. I say you definitely have at least an hour and a half left. At least. I say save. Okay. In that case, we're going to do begin the game again. Here's what I landed off on. I'm going to quit the game. I want to check something. One last thing. And let's boot this game up again. What time is it? Does anyone really truly know? Of course they don't. Nobody knows anything. You and I don't even know each other. We're like strangers. Sure, I've adjusted all the game's settings to your exact specifications, but who hasn't? It's just what I do, like a day job. And now, the job is over. There's no more information for me to gather. I've collected all the data on you that I can. And I still don't really know you. And you don't know me. And neither of us know what time it is. I guess some settings are just unsettable. But if I'm being totally honest, the clock doesn't do anything in the game anyway. You won't have me here when the game starts next time, but that's okay. Video games were meant to be played alone. You like being alone, don't you? That's maybe the only information I really learned about you. Well, it's time for me to leave. There is still one more setting that we need to adjust, but it may take a little time before I'm ready for that. It's not really in my job description, but that's okay. Perhaps you'll see me again, if you can find me. Talk soon. And with that in mind, ooga booga. Well, you just came in at the end of the stream there, bud. With that in mind, that brings us to the end of today's stream so that we have a stream for next time. Yeah, doesn't seem like anyone is live that I know, so I guess we're just holding it up. That was accidentally the perfect way to end the stream. Wow. I think that's a great way to end it. I had a feeling there would be something interesting there to end it off on. It's okay, buddy. You can always watch the VOD. I appreciate your support either way. Well, yeah, that brings us to the end of today's stream. That was... I don't think that fucked my mind up as much as it... like, the first... Like, the original shit fucked my mind up. The second one was just kind of like, where are we going with this? Like, it's like, oh, let's find the content. I think the second one was very much like, the first one was, let's try and find the way to beat the game. And now this one is, oh, let's find all the new stuff they have for me. And I like that commentary. And I just love how even just a simple bucket has changed so much. To be honest, it might even be 2 hours left. Well, that's good enough for a stream for me. Probably the next one would be the last one then, where I'm going to try and find everything. The power of the bucket, indeed. But with that, all that content stuff right there, I have no idea how the video around this game is going to be. I'm so... That's going to be a challenge of its own to make the video coherent. Where I show enough of, like, the interesting shit. While still, like, being able to describe what the fuck is happening. Yeah. I really got nothing else to say. Thank you so much for coming out to the stream. If you haven't seen it yet, I posted a video today with my friends and I playing Content Warning. I haven't done a lot of videos of me and my friends playing games together, so if you want to see, like, videos of me playing with other people, like my buddies, make sure to go watch it and support that, and maybe we can gain some traction around that, because I only post one video a month, okay? I need to make each video count, but that video I really wanted to do because Content Warning was a fun game. And I love my friends, and I need to, like, I want to make videos with them, even if it's just the occasional fun one. So please go watch that, go see the absolute chaos we've created. Keep your eyes on my YouTube community page for my next stream. That's always up in the air when those will be. If you would like to support me more, you can always subscribe to my Patreon. With $1, you get access to everything. And as I always say with Patreon, if literally like 5,000, 6,000 people donated $1, I could do this for a living. So $1 can go a long way. And yeah, with that, I appreciate you all. I appreciate you all so very much. And I will see you all on the next stream, whatever they may be. Bye-bye. Ah, screw the crab cult. I like the bucket cult more.